Ho ho! Greetings and welcome to Smartwatch Ticks. I've been looking forward to we are a YouTube channel on the web. I forget all that stuff. Smartwatchticks.com. Tell your friends. That's why I say it, so you'll tell your friends. We got something fun. This is really something new. We've seen some rectangular watches in the form of Android watches, pretty big things, and then we saw it called the Max, Ticris Max. We saw a Max S, which is a bit smaller, and now we've got something that's a fitness tracker for those of you who don't need all the bells and whistles of a big, thick Android watch, only 12 millimeters thick on this puppy. We now have something with 30 days standby time on it, 480 milliamp hour battery in it, Bluetooth calling in it. We can't even do that on the Android rectangular watches, but we can do it on this one. On and on and on. We got sleep monitors, SMS alerts, a wireless connection for calling. This is the QR code to scan for more information on it, and I'm going to give you information right now. We got this one from Banggood. These guys are great, sending all kinds of interesting watches out here. It's called the B9 Plus. It's a dual-chip 2.2-inch full-touch square screen with heart rate, blood pressure monitoring. It uses the H-band app, which is one of the best on the market. We've seen on a variety of different health-focused bands and watches in the past, too. We've got these different languages in it, IP67, probably splash resistant. I wouldn't go dunking it underwater. Bluetooth calling is supported. All these other things as well. Auto light up the screen. It's got stopwatch, the different sensors. IPS screen, 240 by 320 pixel, and this size should be pretty decent for quality of clarity. And again, you got standby of 30 days, using for 15 days, charging about 2 hours, and a standard regular magnetic coupled charger. Let's get into it. Inside the box. How does it open? Inside the box, he says. Oh, come on. Is it okay, it's like this. Really? I thought it was going to slide out. This is how I prove it to you guys that I don't even look at these things before I get them. I had to take the plastic off, right? So I haven't preset anything, which also means I have no clue how it works. You got to work with me as I go through it. There's the 2-pin charging connector. Look at this guy. Wow, I like it. That's a nice size. Wow, can't wait to put it on. Okay, the charger is here. Yep. Oh, that's not going to hold the watch, though. It's kind of light on the magnetic part, but it'll charge it. We've got the optical section protruding out. Now, don't talk about this often, but it's good to have the charging things recessed a little in and the optical sensor out, so when you're wearing this at night tight against your arm, you don't have light leakage, as you move around in the bed. Plus, it makes a better skin contact. So you got the diodes and the sensor, they're all right there. Looks like big fat removable bands on this one. That's awesome. You can make it a pocket watch if you want to as well. I got one button there, a microphone, speakers over here. What more could you ask, huh? The manual, big, full color thing. Nice, in Chinese, and more Chinese. There's English coming up. Here we go. All right, the B9 Plus series product manual with an index. Somebody's taken time to do it right. We are pausing it in focus, I hope, so you can freeze frame it and read the manual at your leisure. I'm not going to go through it now other than to show it to you. It's not available, as far as I can tell, in PDF form for download. So if there's something you're concerned about or you want to check, you can always come back here on any of our reviews. And just toward the beginning of the reviews, the full reviews now, not the little quick ones, you'll get a chance to see the manual like you are right now and check things out. It has saved a few people's behinds in the past. I've gotten comments going, I had no idea how to restart it or how to shut it down or how to tether it to Bluetooth or whatever. Anyway, here you go. And there's a lot of pages to it. And there's our QR code here again now for downloading the H-band app that we install and use with this one. That's a common app, and I've got reviews on the H-band app all over the place, so we're not going to go into a lot of detail on the app, but we are certainly going to charge this up and give it a look at. Wow! Here we go. Got it on. Now the button is on the back side here. I've already played with it for a day. Got some sleep time on it as well. Microphone, everything. It's a little awkward having it on this back side, but you can press and hold and get into it. But you're going to see you need to use that quite a bit to get to a lot of... Wow, look how beautiful, big, easy to read from a distance that watch face is. Outstanding. Excellent. When you swipe down, you get all these different controls where you can find your phone if it's available, and it is. You can set alarms, do your Bluetooth tethering, do not disturb, and some basic information. L8-B9 is what you're looking for when you're trying to pair this one. It will not vibrate. I don't want to turn do not disturb on. It's pretty sensitive when you touch it. Well, all right, I'll get back with the button. I find if I brace my two fingers here and press it, it works okay, but it would be nice if it were on the right. But if you're a lefty and you wear it on your right arm, it's going to be just right for you. There's no camera on this one, mind you, okay? You can't install apps. It does have speaker and microphone for Bluetooth calling, but we've covered that already. Let's look at other things. This makes a big loop. I can go to the left. I can get it on the blood pressure, then the heart rate, and so forth. Since we're here, we'll let it go ahead and calculate. Now, one thing says start. There we go. One thing that is interesting, you have this beautiful, big, animated graphic going on, and the digits are kind of small in the corner. I really would like to see, if they decide to update it a little bit, to have... I mean, you've got this huge watch, right? Why not have big digits for the data that you get? That would be really helpful. But it does say it's blood pressure in a pretty good size font. P, I'm not sure what that is. And it's taken quite a while to get it. There we go, 120/80. That's like baseline. That's the standard that they start from, and then see whether or not your blood pressure is higher or lower in deviation from that. So as with most watches, especially for blood pressure, I'm going to tell you, take it with a grain of salt. Make sure you check it against your calibrated equipment. Try it a few times to see if it's accurate. And if it does seem to track properly, but a little high or a little low, then just add or subtract what you need to get closer to your actual blood pressure amount. You'll see in the app there's a setting for that, which is helpful. Here we go. Here's our heart rate. Huge real estate on the watch. If you're pretty far away, kind of hard to read. Love to see these digits that big, or even better, that big, but it's not. So we've got what we've got. Blood pressure, heart rate, last night's sleep time, broken up into light and deep sleep, and you see a lot more of this, of course, on the app. We'll show you briefly on there. And then today's step count, and I can't go anywhere with that, but I do have calories, distance, and steps. And then I'm back to the watch face time itself. So we've looped. If we go up, we get to the music player, which when you're tethered to your phone allows you to play the music directly on your watch if you want to, or whatever you happen to be streaming. From here, I can't really go anywhere, just back into that loop. And finally, and this is where the button comes in, everything else is hidden behind the button. Your sporting activities, the different things that you can do, no GPS in here. It will track step count for those things that require it, and those that don't, like cycles, ellipticals, it won't. But you'll basically get your time, your heart rate, and your calories burned on all of these. That's that. The step count is what we've already seen. Heart rate and blood pressure and sleep. All those are identical to the panels we just saw by looping. Call is new now. Call is where you put in a phone number. And again, this has to be tethered to your phone separately from tethered to the app. You tether it like you would earbuds. But you can set up and make and receive calls. You can check your contacts, your call logs. All of that stuff relates to Bluetooth calling tethered to your phone. No SIM cards, so it's not standalone. Information is your text messages pushed to the watch. You can set alarms. You have a stopwatch. And what's really cool about the stopwatch is you can leave it and come back, and it's still going to be running. I accidentally left it on. It went up to 99 hours and 59 minutes and 59 seconds. You can do a countdown stopwatch as well. It vibrates when it starts. It vibrates when it stops. They're not making any noise on these. There, you see the stopwatch is still going. But it does vibrate the watch. Here's that music player again. Find the phone. And if you have it turned on, you have the female cycle information. It says it's in my safety period. Girls, you know what that means. And all of that is in much more detail on the app. But that's optional if you register as a female, which I sometimes do so that I can show you that stuff. Remote photography and overall settings where you can adjust the brightness. And look, gang, we've been working on the lowest brightness of this thing, just so it doesn't wash out the whole screen. I have 12 levels of brightness on this watch, which is pretty darn good. We'll run the rest of it here, just so you can see. You have auto lock, which is when it'll lock you out of, I'm not sure, your phone, your watch. I haven't played with that one. And then these switches. This is where, and you have these switches on the app as well, you can turn on pulse rate monitoring, blood pressure monitoring, heart rate alarms, a disconnect alert if you're too far away from your phone, twist your wrist to see the time, and you also have do not disturb windows, so it will not do that during the night automatically, and sedentary monitoring. And those are the 6 things, all right, you have in your switches that you can turn on. You have dial settings. I'm going to show you those from the app. That's switching the time displays. You have 7 of them. Your overall information, and then there's the device stuff again. You can turn on getting notified of phone calls, SMS, WeChat, QQ, all of these different things. And again, you can turn those on or off in the app as well. So there's quite a bit of flexibility here. Countdown timer, 2 minutes, just hit 0. It's vibrating right now, letting us know. And of course, the stopwatch is still running as well. Let me bring over the app so I can show you the watch faces. So this tethers again with the H-band app. I already have it set up and open and paired to the watch. And when you open it up, you get your dashboard of all the stuff that it's tracking. I have sleep time. There's your continuous heart rate and blood pressure, which we set up. There's no blood oxygen, heart rate variability, ECG on this watch, but the app supports it. If you really want to see what this app can do, look at the review on the Spoven Blade. It's like puts this app on steroids. But this does have a little bit of fitness and a wellness stuff in here, and those are tracked right here. But these other ones are not. There's no red diode in it for any of that. So it's just a nice big watch, basically a watch. You've got your sporting activities in here. Shows you your calories burned by the hour that you can look at in previous days. There's the female information I was talking about. And you can get smartwatch notifications or not. You can set when your period starts, when it ends. You can set the length. You got all kinds of capability. And it really is meant to do family planning with this, not just to let you know that you might have forgotten stuff you want to remember. Let's get back here. I get so embarrassed talking about this. Anyway, in the sleep time, this is last night's sleep quality, and I will get to the watch faces. I know that's what we came here for. I want to show you that you've got the sleep chart, and you can zero in, and it'll tell you the time you were in these different zones of deep sleep and light sleep. Tells you when you fell asleep and woke up, your overall sleep duration, and if you awoke during the night. And that's pretty much it. But I'd like to contrast that with you the same night, last night, that I get from the Oura Ring as an example. Here's the sleep information here. I've got this kind of a chart, 1041 to 602. Movement in bed is monitored, as is resting heart rate and average heart rate, minimum, and all of that stuff. So a little bit more sophisticated stuff, but you know what? I can't drill down into this to see when I was in which zone, which is wild for a $300 ring that this little watch here can do even more than that. I also could show you the last night's sleep time with Fitbit. Here it is, the same night. I get into scores. They like to give you an overall score. Here's the sleep stages. That was the awake times, REM times, the deep and the light sleep, all broken up or shown in one big chart. And of course, a breakdown on each of the categories there. A little bit more sophisticated in that you have REM sleep as well, that you don't have in the H-band app as it's analyzing this one. Again, if you look at the Spoven Blade review, you'll see they have a thing called scientific sleep if it has a red diode in it, and man, you get all kinds of stuff. This is the mat that's under the bed, the Withings sleep mat. And here's last night's sleep information from the mat, sensing when I'm in my different parts of sleep. So let's contrast this one, because it's kind of blocky, and it's similar in nature to the H-band one. Yeah, they're still a bit different. So there's no one gold standard that I've found that I would say, that's it, that nails it, that's when I was REM sleeping, because it's hard to tell when we're asleep. But anyway, this is the sleep part of this one. Heart rate basically is this, and blood pressure. Again, if you want more deeper details, there, I got a big blood pressure reading right there. Don't know why. Something to look at. Interesting. And the sports, I think we took a quick look at that. So that's the technical stuff that you get. If you hit the more in H-band on whatever you got tethered, whatever you can do is here. I can remotely do a heart rate or blood pressure, or I can go into overall settings, and this is where you have the things that you can set up. And like I said, a lot of them's already on the watch, the sedentary, the heart rate alarms, all of that is there. But what we've got here are the dial settings. So let's bring this puppy up. Oh, we got to stop the start. Let's reset and get out of the stopwatch and get back to the watch face. This is the last one. I really like this one. It's bright. You've got all of these things showing up, but you also have, this is a watch face, and here's another one, a nice analog face if you want to like dress up and go out. That's what it would look like. You can see that it's not fully edge to edge. It is top to bottom, but you do have a little black border on the sides. Otherwise, it's going to look way fat. Like when you put people on TV and you scale it wrong and they look wider than they are tall. Here's another one. This has the edges cut off a little bit on the display itself. If you like big digits like this, then you've got that there, and you've got that there, and you've got another one here. That's a kind of a sci-fi type with the sun or something. I don't know what's going on. We'll leave it on that one. So that's settable here in the dial settings, and of course all the other stuff that you can do with the H-band app itself. So how well does it work for phone calling and music playing? Well, once you tether it to the watch itself so it can communicate the sound to the watch, you can go in and whatever you're streaming, like I like to stream the news, you can activate it, start it up, pause it. Can you hear it?
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. From NPR News Now at 10 a.m. today.
See? Just like that. And phone calls would be the same way. If I get it all set up and you'd make a call and talk to the person and hear them and whatnot, it is a bit soft. So, yeah, having the ability to take it apart and put it to your ear is really nice if you remove the bands. Otherwise, yeah, you just probably bend it so your ear is right near this section of the watch and you'll be just fine. So how does the B9 Plus compare to the Ticris Max S? Well, it's a bit smaller, it's a bit thinner, but not a whole lot. Really nice appearance to both of them. This, of course, is full Android. It's a completely different watch and a lot more expensive. And this one's a basic Bluetooth calling watch, which you don't have supported on this one, but you do on this one. Overall, what's my impression? It's a good watch. If you really like the size and shape, it's a fun watch, and it's a whole lot cheaper to get into than it is with the bigger Android watches like the Ticris Max or Max S. It's smaller than the Max S even, and it looks nice on your wrist, and a thinner-wristed person can pretty much get away with wearing it. This on a thin wrist person would be kind of like the Ticris Max on a large-wristed person. It's hard to say that. One of the things I'm not too happy about, excuse me, is the screen. It's got a screen protector on it. I've only worn it for a couple of days, but you see it's getting kind of scuffed up a little bit. But you can see it's got the edge on it. Now I'm going to do something I do not recommend, and I might void your warranty, but when I get something and it's plastic like this and it's easy to mess it up, I tend to go ahead and take the screen protector off. It just easily peels off. If you're really careful about saving it, you could put it back on again. And then you're back to a nice, plain, beautiful piece of glass, which is pretty much what I like to do to wear it. A removable band, so if you like to carry this thing around as a pocket watch, you certainly could do that. Especially, guys, because you've got the calling capability in here as well. And if you wanted to do a phone call and then basically use this thing, put it up to your ear and talk, you got the speaker right here. You could do that and leave your phone away. So you have to be within range for it to pick up, but you have the flexibility to carry this as a little hand thing or pocket thing you could hold up to your ear, which is really, really nice. I like that capability. And of course, you can have it on your wrist and do the whole phone calling thing as well. Okay, where can you get this? You can get it from Banggood. And it's called the B9 Plus. It's a 2.2-inch full-touch square watch. And check the show notes for a coupon discount if I can get one for you. And thanks for being here. We really do appreciate your thumbs up on the videos and your subscription to our channel. And we'll see you again soon.